This is Loop Hero. During the last Steam Festival, I played the demo of this game on the stream and really liked it, actually. It's a fascinating game. It's the basic idea is that you've got a character that moves around a looping path, and you gain the ability to sort of add to and upgrade the world that they're wandering through to give them the right kinds of challenges to level them up and unlock rewards. It actually reminds me a little bit about sort of one of the different ways that I was taught about God as a child, which is, the idea that God is trying to level you up by giving you challenges. That's kind of how you play Loop Hero. You're trying to level your character up by giving you challenges. One thing that I noticed right up front here is that they've got font selection here for anyone who's having any trouble with vision impairment, stuff like that. If it's difficult to read the fonts that they have, because they're sort of faking a little bit of not just pixels, but they've got little tiny lines between the pixels. They're trying to make it look like an old school screen. It's a really neat effect. I really like the way it looks. But if I had trouble with my visual acuity, it might make it actually harder to track the shapes and things that I actually need in order to be able to read and recognize things. And so you can actually change the fonts to be friendly to dyslexia. And so I'm not in a position where I need that, so I'm gonna stick to the default fonts, but I think it's really cool that they've done that. Interestingly, okay, so it looks like my demo progress may actually count, because it says continue instead of start new game. And so now I have to remember what happened in the demo because I've completely forgotten. Okay, so this is my camp, or my base. Since we're not going to go through the very beginning, the setting of this, as I remember it, is that I've woken up in some kind of dark world. I feel like something bad has happened. Either I've been taken somewhere else or the world has been destroyed, and it's slowly coming back together again, but in a weird, creepy way. And so here in the darkness, I've got some people with me and we're camping. Looks like we've got a campfire, a field kitchen, survivors' tents. More survivors' tents. Just lots of survivors' tents. And what are my options here? So I can upgrade a building. Okay, so for instance, so when this is not the actual look of the real game, and actually I should probably move to be in a more useful part of the screen. This is between games. This is sort of my little base that I go back to between games, almost like the XCOM base, I guess. And so the upgrades I make here have impact on my experience in the actual proper game. So it looks like, for instance, if I upgraded my field kitchen, then my character would heal more during a normal session, except I am missing all the resources that I need to do that. In fact, I think I might have spent all the resources I could at the end of my last session, so I don't think there's much I can do here. So now we're aware this base exists, but let's actually go on a proper expedition. Okay, so I've never actually been on the expedition menu before. I only played the very first expedition, which I think was not set up this way. I don't know what this button does. I don't know what this is. I think this is a list of all the things that I could encounter on this mission, on this expedition. You know what? I'm not going to understand this, so we're just going to push the start button. Okay, so my character starts on the path, and each time he encounters an enemy, they get into a fight. I have no control over this. But when I fight them, I get prizes. It's like a treasury. Let's get through this fight. I'm trying to remember, I can pause the game, right? Okay, yes, I can pause by hitting the spacebar anytime I want to, and place things on the path. So let's say, like, rock, for instance. So, plus 2 hit points, plus 2 more hit points for every adjacent rock or mountain. So, okay, so I can place a rock out in the world anywhere I want to. And okay, so here's my hit points. 237 out of 250. So let's put a rock where I can put more adjacent to it, right there. So that gives me 2 extra hit points. Road lantern, a small spot of light in the grim world. Oh wait, you can't see. Where's the best place to stick my camera? I guess the upper left corner? Alright. Oh, by the way, Jedi Psych Tricks is in my chat reminding me that I have yet to watch the videos that she started putting out. She's a psychology expert, and she's been doing video game analyses that that are about that teach you about psychological stuff. It's really cool, and she's actually thinking of grabbing this game when she's talking about dyslexia. So I'm looking forward to that. She was feeling sheepish about advertising in my stream, but I don't care. I think she's awesome. So, okay, anyway, so road lanterns. It decreases the maximum number of monsters on adjacent tiles, and the effects of lantern can stack. Okay, so I might want to hold on to this. If there's a place that gets overpopulated, I might want to hold on to this. Treasury. The thick walls guard all kinds of riches from thieves and previous owners. Gives a random resource after placing anything on an adjacent tile. Can't be built adjacent to anything. Okay, so I have to put it somewhere, and then when I put things close to it, I get prizes. Okay, so I'll put that there, and we'll keep going. So once I actually learn what all these tiles do, I can probably play without pausing as much. Beacon. Okay, so I go faster when I'm within its range, and everyone attacks faster too. Okay, so like if I put it here, I'll run through this area faster, and also all of our attacks are faster. I assume mine and the enemies? It does look like we're a little faster. Oh, one thing that's happening is I'm collecting equipment. So I've got no equipment right now. But I can grab a Gladius. I can put on some armor. I can grab a shield. And then a ring, damage to all 2. I assume that means I'll damage enemies more, or will it damage me more as well? I'm not sure. Which, yeah, Looks like neither of these swords are better than the others. Can I just... I'm trying to remember what I can do with swords that I don't want. A grove. Okay, so this is the type of thing that spawns enemies. So if I... Wait, so... Oh, okay, so I place this along the route, and it will start spawning enemies for me to fight later. So let's put this ahead on my next loop, to give it time to spawn the enemy it's supposed to spawn. So this game kind of reminds me a little bit of games like Terra Nil, where you place one, like each thing you place has got some meaning to it, but then there's also weird synergies between different things that you can place, like placing things next to each other, or in the same vicinity of each other, or in each other's radii, has additional effects that go beyond what these things do by default. Okay, so a vampire mansion. So this adds vampires to battles on adjacent tiles. So like if I put it here, for instance, vampires are going to start showing up. Like I fight this rat wolf, and there's also a vampire. And vampires are tough because I think they heal. So you can see that over time, my hit points are slowly decreasing. Okay, so I got some level 3 armor. So, that's going to increase my max hit points significantly. That ring isn't special. Oh, this scimitar is more powerful than my normal sword. Oh, and this ring ups my attack speed. Let's do that. But yeah, I don't know if there's a way to just, like, mulch these items. I feel like I learned something about how to get rid of items before, but I don't remember how it was done. Vampires everywhere! I'm not sure how my character determines his target. I think maybe he attacks whoever has the lowest health so that he can, like, take them down faster? I don't know. But yeah, so you notice that each time I place one of these, the treasury is pouring resources up into my bag. And so I'm collecting these resources, and as I collect them, they're going to unlock things. Ooh, this has regen on it. They're going to unlock things that I can use, that I can use to upgrade my my base back home, which will then upgrade my my powers in here. So earth is covered with a thick carpet of grass. Nothing really interesting, unless you're a cow, of course. Heals 2 HP. Okay, so I think meadow doesn't seem like it has any particular like adjacency values. It just increases how much I heal at the end of the day. Oh, and it produces rations when I drop it down. Okay, interesting. So actually, oh, you know what? I've got a treasury here. Let's put another treasury down here. And as I grow my meadow, I can grow towards it. Grimace says, it's so weird to me that we've come so far into the future that 16-bit games have come back into popularity. Yeah, no, I really appreciate the fact that, like once a particular art style, like, falls, you know, like, behind the curve enough that people... Because it used to be that people would avoid this art style because they wanted to show that they were modern. Because this art style meant the past. This meant, you know, the immediate past. But... Oh, let's get some mountains going. But because... Now, I assume mountains were... it's plus 5 HP. There we go. But now that we're far enough past it, everyone knows that every developer could do a more technologically advanced approach to art than this. And so that's just not the question. Like, they don't have to worry about looking old-fashioned or looking incapable. They can just do this because artistically they like this style. I just love that. Yeah, Grimace calls that the difference between outdated and retro. Okay, so you notice I healed enough once I hit base that I'm just all the way up to the max again. That's not always going to be true. Okay, we got a big fight now. Because they can all damage me at once. The fact they're all here at the same time could be a big problem for me. What's this? Oblivion. A bit of the Lich's magic. Causes anything to be totally forgotten. Okay, so I can erase established tiles with this one if I want to. I kind of don't want to. So, yep. So, this does seem like the kind of game that you could, you know, like listen to a podcast during or something. Ooh, so this is less health, but I can counterattack. But yeah, there are definitely periods of time in this game where, you know, where there's not a lot going on, or just like things are on autopilot. And you don't have to like pay a lot of attention to it. I don't think any of these things are upgrades. Except I don't know, what does defense do? Maybe it just reduces each incoming attack. I'm not sure. Oh, I remember how getting rid of items works. I think they just scroll off the edge. Ooh, vampirism. Yes. So whenever I attack him, I heal. Okay, let's start putting some meadows around. Wait, is that meadow special? The meadows that I put around the treasury seem to look different. I really should put more around the treasury. Yeah, the tank says that, yeah, that these will just discard when you get a new card. Well, that makes sense. Oh, what's this? Ooh, Goblin Camp. This just showed up by itself. Oh, no. One of them appears every 10 mountain or rock tiles. So now that I've played... So I was getting an advantage from placing these tiles, but now I have to deal with a Goblin Camp. But, like this grove, for instance, it causes a tougher fight with these rat guys. But notice whenever I mouse over these guys, combat pauses so I can read about them without, you know, losing track of things. Level 4 armor. So I don't actually know what counter is doing for me. Ooh. Better shield. Is this an even better shield? A little bit more defense, but it doesn't have the damage to all things, so... This one, yeah, let's grab the tougher armor with the more health. so it looks like I can't actually place tiles while I'm in battle. That makes sense. Okay, more meadow. More mountain. Okay, so you'll notice that I collected enough rock that now I've got some kind of fancy rock. So like I think all of the resources work this way. Like when you bank enough of them, I think there's an upgraded version of them that you then get. Okay, so I'm not sure how I am against this many goblins. So let's put a beacon on the road, which is supposed to reduce their numbers. Let's see if that's actually true. Well, it certainly didn't reduce their numbers immediately. My health is getting weirdly low. I'm not super happy about that. Stick that there. Stick that there. Okay, so my health is not great right now. Oh, looks like I just upgraded my rations, though. Ooh, a spider cocoon. Oh, man, this reminds me of the last game that I was playing. Kill it with fire. Okay, so stick that there, and then let's put a lantern out here, maybe spawn fewer enemies in this area where I've been getting worked pretty badly. Oh, wait. We've got a ring. Magic damage. Vampirism again. More vampirism. That's all I had to see. Okay. Ooh, more damage and additional vampirism. And what's this going to be? Oh, yeah. So damage to all. I'm actually not sure what that does. Does it mean that each time I hit one enemy, I hit the other enemies too? Oh, this battle's not going to tell me if that's true. Do have another meadow, though. These fights with the vampires are tough because the vampires just heal like crazy. They get a lot more chances to damage me because they're healing. Okay. So, I mean, we could definitely put a bunch of spiders along the road. Not sure we really want that, but here we go. And look, that's supposed to make there be less goblins. I feel like that's not what I'm getting here. Okay, yeah, so damage to all does mean that when I hit one enemy, I hit all the other enemies. Okay. This is making me nervous. I think that maybe I should not have placed all those spiders along my future route. Hold on a second. Whoa, this just grew to a mega mountain. Okay, give me a bunch of new hit points. That's great and all. Okay, so maybe I should eliminate... Except, well, I'm not going to be able to make the spiders any less now. So, I can return to camp. But I think that it has to wait till I get back to the campfire to do it. So... let's grab as much stuff as we can and cross our fingers and hope we make it one more round. Okay, is there any way I can make myself more likely to survive? Like that, maybe? Shield defense 14, counter plus 20. That damage to all might be more valuable, though. I'm really not sure. Let's... Oh, it's my shield. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I believe that when I click this, what it means is that I will return to camp as soon as I get back here. So one thing they do is the way that the resource system works you're constantly getting close to a useful resource, but you're not quite there yet. Like scrap metal. 13 pieces of scrap metal form 1 bar of stable metal. Which means... What does that mean exactly? Means I need to get some more health. That means that I want to do one more thing that's going to get me scrap metal before I leave the game, because I'm pretty sure that these big square resources are the ones that I carry back to camp, and the non-square resources aren't useful to me at camp. So I'm like, oh, I need to just stay here a little bit longer to get that scrap metal. Ooh, another grove. Okay, so we can place the grove somewhere I'm not going to encounter it. I was just trying to see if it was going to... So I think I don't... Okay, so I don't get... Oh my gosh, this is going to be a disaster. I'm going to get totally killed. So I don't get resources for placing it. I get resources for my character passing through it and exposing himself to the danger. What the? What? Oh, you complete a treasury? That happened? Okay, so I put this treasury in a bad place because I'm unlikely to be... Because I think the game auto-places things next to it here, unless... Wait a minute. Okay, I'm very close here. I don't think I can place anything right there, though, unless I get another vampire mansion. Okay. I think I might be able to survive this. Grimace is like, how is this game so confusing? It seems really elaborate for being so simple on its face. Yeah, so that's like, what am I trying to say? Okay, let's grab one more rock, and then I think let's hit. Okay, wait a minute. Let's stay for just a second. Hold on. Okay, so how do I'm trying to remember what's the right... There's a good way to leave. There's a good way and a bad way to leave, and I'm just not sure... Oh, here we go. Okay, I just have to get close to the camp, then pressing this button. Okay, so when my health was getting... When I was down here, my health was getting low, and I was nervous, and I didn't know if I was going to make it. I could... have hit escape then, and I would have had to drop a bunch of my resources. But now that I'm close to my camp, this icon changes, and I can leave and keep all of my resources. So that's what I'm going to do, because I don't think I was going to make it another round. Anyway, but yeah, so like that's sort of, I think, kind of the definition of depth, I think, in a video game, is that like, it's something that can be very simple on its face. The longer you explore it, the more you understand that the things that are simple actually have interrelationships with each other, and you know, the better you understand them, the more there is to understand. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that this game is. It's like, on its surface, it's just a guy marching around a circle fighting monsters, and you get to put tiles down. And if you're not paying that much attention, that's kind of all it is. But there's so many weird little interrelationships that you don't need to understand up front. Like, you can just play this game without understanding that, for instance, I placed that first treasury in a terrible place. And if I placed it in a better place, I could have done much more, cool stuff with it. As you start to understand that stuff, the same simple tools become more interesting without the game needing to add more tools and more mechanics. That's such like a danger, you know, when you're working on a game like, say, State of Decay 2, which we're continuing to develop after release. It's tempting to just add more mechanics, just keep adding more mechanics to the game. But if we did that, if we just kept adding to the breadth of the mechanics, then new players who came in would be just overwhelmed. But there are just so many things in this game. I can't possibly, and they would just wander off, you know. And so what we have to do instead is try to take the mechanics that we already have and make them more interesting, so that you know, it's not any more off-putting up front. But as you get to know it, there's more to learn. So that's kind of the way we try to think about this stuff, and Loop Hero seems like it's another game that's in that zone. So another success. You've returned and we still remember you. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's good to be back, but I'd hardly call it a success. My old memories of the world are gone. The path is empty again, and there's only darkness everywhere I look. Interesting. So technically you remember that there are things you've forgotten. We should find a way to use that. Let's talk about something more positive. We managed to tidy this place up. It's time for the next step. What do you have in mind? Expanding the camp. We have all sorts of craftsmen, from cooks to an alchemist, but they all need a place to work. But we can't use the materials from around here. You turn away for a second from a branch or a stone you've just found, and it's gone. I'm afraid only you can solve this problem. The materials that survived your trip always look suitable for building. But these are just stones and splinters. How can you build something with them? Curious, eh? I noticed it with the fire you've made. The things you obtain somehow infect everything with similar with stability. Only in small amounts, but it's still something. Even a small branch is enough to make a wooden wall exist without constant supervision. So this kind of reminds me of a short story that I read one time, where the premise was that God had died. And what that meant in the context of the story was that all stability to the laws of physics had gone away. And that basically the idea was that, kind of the way that when you observe something, that's when it sort of resolves its quantum state and becomes real. If you want to think about it one particular way. The idea was that the reason the universe stays as stable as it does is because God was thinking about it all the time and looking at it and observing it. And so if God went away, suddenly only sentient beings that happen to exist would be able to keep local areas of the world stable. And so it was this world where everything was just chaotic and crazy, but there were these tiny little enclaves of people who had sort of gathered together, and their own conception of the world made their little bubble of reality stable. It was a fascinating kind of world. I don't remember what happened in the story, and I think it probably actually, the rest of it wasn't that interesting, but that idea of a world that was chaotic, that you have to just put a ton of effort, mental effort, into stabilizing it around you was interesting. So, okay. Build. Let's see what we can build. So, okay, we've already got a field kitchen, which, as I upgrade it, will unlock the healing power of my campfire, which is good. Oh, I can unlock a new class, the rogue, eventually. Looks like I don't have enough stuff. In fact, it looks like I don't have enough stuff to build anything new. The herbalist, I'm missing, I think this is rations. I'm missing metal for the smithy. I'm missing metal and, you know what this looks like? This looks like aluminum from Breath Edge. So I'm assuming that's what that is. Actually, what is it? Noticeable change. So this is, change is a resource? Weird. Okay. Sure. Okay, so... Alright, so I misremembered how the resources work. I had been saying that the round resources were lost at the end of your expedition, and only the square resources remain. That's not true. You keep the round resources as well, but only the square resources can be built with. So the round resources are your progress towards unlocking the square resources. That's how it works. Okay, so in that case... I don't think I can build anything new. Can I upgrade the field kitchen? No, I also can't upgrade the field kitchen. So it looks like I can't actually make any progress here. I think I need to go on another expedition. Grimace is making fun of me because I actually was very tempted to pronounce it aluminium because that's how I've been pronouncing it on Breath Edge for no good reason. I decided to back away from it because it had no context on this stream. Let's see here. Jules is making puns about State of Decay. Okay, so I think we just... So what is this? What happens when I click this? It's a deck building menu? What? A blood grove? Oh, interesting. And chrono crystals? Doubles the effect of a day's passing on adjacent tiles. Okay, so I can... Oh, but my deck needs to be between 7 and 12 cards, so I've taken too many of these. You know what? What if we do this without vampires? Except, no, vampires are the only tile that I can actually place that's along the edge of the road, isn't it? No, I can place beacons. No, beacons I can't. I can't place them on the road. Road lanterns I can place on the road. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Let's take off the vampire mansions, and let's keep this set of cards. All right, let's get started. All right, let's fight some slimes. Here we go, fighting the slimes. I think I can actually speed this up if I want to, but I'm not good enough at the game yet for that to be a good idea. Okay, let's build a rock. Die. Die, slime! Ooh, okay. Blood Grove. So its roots devour enemies that have less than 15% hit points. Okay. So I kind of want to save this until I've got a grove placed. So let's place a meadow. And another rock. And keep going. Oh, and you know what? Let's place a spider. Right here, I guess. Fight some slimes. Yeah. Fighting the slimes. So I've got to think about trying to put the mountains next to each other. I don't know what my deal is. Okay, so now we've got a grove. And we're going to place a blood grove right there. So I think the blood grove is going to make it easier for me to fight the enemies in the grove. All right. Die, slime. Oh, you know what I don't have? Any equipment on? Ooh, 91. Notice that any time you cover up an item, you lose it. So you're meant to think of all of your stuff as being ephemeral. It just goes away. I've been placing meadows behind my own face, which is probably, making it harder to see what I'm doing. Wait, a treasury. Okay. This time, I'm going to place a treasury correctly. Which is to say, I'm going to place it with enough room around it that it can actually benefit from every tile that I place. Ooh, a battlefield. I forgot what these are. It spawns a chest. But enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. So do I want that? Do I want them to become ghosts? I'm not sure if I do. Let's find out. Let's put it in a place like that where there aren't a lot of specific enemies. Doubles the effect of a day's passing on adjacent tiles. So that means that, like, for instance, I could make spiders spawn more frequently. Let's hold on to that. Okay, yeah, so this is generating more spiders because I put it next to 2 tiles instead of 1. And so this has a by tile effect, per tile effect. This one has just a straight effect. So I get the 1 chest. I'm pretty sure that these chests can be mimics sometimes. Bunches of stuff. So much spiders. Kill it with fire. Okay, so because they're not vampires, yeah, these spiders are not very intimidating. I'll be able to kill them in one shot eventually. So maybe I should put chrono crystals here and make more spiders appear. Oh wait, I just realized actually what I should do is put chrono crystals by the battlefield. Now, I'm not sure if I need to put the chrono crystal next to the battlefield tile or next to the tiles affected by the battlefield. Mega Mountain! And that's what got me the change resource. Interesting. Okay, because I'm not that afraid of the spiders, I'm going to put a ton of spiders out here and see what happens. Okay, and then here is a cemetery to spawn skeletons. Okay, I just made this world much harder. Let's see. Let's see how my character does with it. Let's definitely grab some more healing. Oh, the tank says that if you've got a bunch of vampirism on your equipment, you can use one-shot enemies as a way to heal yourself. That's clever. I should definitely be placing my mountains in places where they can have more adjacency. Like, the rocks don't matter as much. The mountains I should put in places where they can be adjacent to a lot of stuff. I am starting to think that the chrono crystals needed to overlap the battlefield and not the tiles next to the battlefield. So that's, you know, something I'm learning. Let's replace all of my stuff with better stuff. Okay, so here's another blood grove to affect that grove. What did the beacon do again? Oh, yeah, increases movement speed. Not sure why that's valuable, honestly. Oh, no, it means that the tiles don't... I'll get to the tiles faster before they level up. That's right. Oh my gosh, these goblins, though. Oh, this is going to be a mess. All right. The grove there. Another meadow. Another rock. I feel like the spiders are leveling up. Because it's actually harder to kill them now. Skellies. Oh my gosh. Everything's going so fast. That's evasion. Ah! I'm refusing to pause now? Okay, the goblins. I don't know how the goblins are gonna go. I definitely want a lot... So I'm putting similar things next to each other, thinking that as I pile them up, like the mountains, interesting things might happen. But I don't know if that's actually true. It could easily be... Oh, a new treasury, cool. It could easily be... that I actually should put different things next to each other. No! No? What? What do you mean, no? You want to save the world. You want to ask for help. Our answer is no. How did you... But why no? We see far away. We see deep inside. For a long time, there's been just emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving of the world is one-sided and naive. Each person sees their own way of saving the world. That's why no one will ever join you. Fine, I don't fully understand it, but tell me your version. What does to save the world mean to you? My progeny and my kin, for them to be strong and to live. It is a part of the cycle of life and death. It is life itself. It is the world. I will kill you and feed your remains to my starving younglings, and life will go on. And how many lives does your blade give birth to by killing again and again? Only one. I don't want you or your children to die from starvation. Please, try to see reason. If my mission succeeds, harpies can have all the sky and all the hunting grounds they need. I can't feed my children with your beautiful words. It's time to say goodbye. Why is there a harpy? Where was I when that happened? I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I'm becoming a source of another. There's no home for harpies except for the highest mountains. There's no food there. I can't imagine how they managed to survive if their mountains were cut from reality. Okay, so I was over here, and I hit a random harpy? Is it from this? Is it from this? Why did I meet a harpy? I'm not sure. Okay, so I collect stone when I come through the cemetery. Does that mean that I'm just picking up gravestones? Is that what's going on? Okay, what is this armor like? Okay, so the armor I've got has vampirism, which is probably why I'm alive. This one has damage to all, though, which means I can take enemies down faster. I think I'll wait for the next upgrade. This one, ooh, this has damage for all and counter. Let's do that. That'll be my upgrade right now. Okay, so my health is okay. I think I can make it another round. Let's wrap up that treasury. Big giant piles of things. Okay, cool. And let's start working towards our next mega mountain. And then start putting meadows around this treasury. Take that chest. You know what you did. Okay, so road lantern to reduce the number of enemies, right? Let's put it there. Because I don't know if it's gonna... Let's read its description again after this battle. It decreases the maximum number of monsters on the tile. So this tile can accumulate monsters to a certain degree, but this will stop it from getting too high. Now, what is that number, though? If it's 3, then great, because this has been able to collect 3, and now it's going to stay at 2. If it's 4 or 5 or 6, then I've done nothing, probably, by reducing it. All right, more meadow, more mountain. There are so many goblins. Those look like very upgraded spiders. Okay, it looks like I am countering. These guys are hitting me, and I'm doing damage to them back. My evasion seems to be helping, too. Okay, another treasury. I guess we'll put it down here. Unfortunately, I can't place it next to anything that already exists and just immediately reap the benefit from that. But... where am I going to make the biggest difference? Here, I guess? What happens if I put this next to a treasury? I mean, it won't do any good next to the treasury. Like, it won't have its normal effect, but... let's do this. Some rations. Okay, whatever. Okay, Ranithcore pointed out something I didn't notice. Okay, so the description of Mountain Peak says spawns a harpy every 2 days. So this peak is going to spawn a harpy every 2 days. By the way, I've not been paying attention to how long a day is. Like, things that happen every day seem to happen multiple times before I get back to them. But I'm not... okay, oh, day progress is above me right here. You can sort of barely see it above my image here. So, okay, so that's where days are. Spider cocoon. Let's put more spiders in the world. Oh, there's a ghost, I think. Or was that a harpy? Maybe that's a harpy. I don't want spiders to happen. Okay, let's put spiders in a place where they're kind of new. And then this guy. So Grimace asks, from a design perspective, in the end, would this coding be any easier? I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you saying that is it easier to code a game like this that isn't worrying about things like physics and stuff? That's just worried about sort of the rules of the game and how it progresses frame by frame. This is on the simpler end, like not having to deal with real-time physics interactions between elements in a world, and stuff like that. That is. Like, that is where a lot of the weird complexity, like, really difficult to solve problems, like, there's a whole layer of problems that comes in with that, are very difficult. If somebody was brand new to programming, they probably wouldn't want to take it on. But the question of how hard something is to... I mean, this also has a lot of complexity to it. Honestly, I would say that this game seems like it's got less in the way of coding complexity and more in the way of design complexity, because there's so many different elements that can overlap with each other. That means there's a lot of weird problems that could crop up that you have to anticipate or you have to test like crazy, and then when you find them, you have to come up with good solutions to them. And so I'd say this is definitely a game that is higher on the design complexity side and probably a little bit lower on the implementation complexity side. I don't really know, though. Like, I should say, anytime you're sort of guessing about somebody else's game, there's things you don't know. And so I'm sitting here talking like I know things. That's my assumption about this game. That does not mean that that I'm actually right. Okay, so I'm actually going to place this rock here. Oh, I thought this was going to turn into a mountain. Huh. So I thought that having just 9 rocks or mountains together like this would always spawn a mountain, but it looks like it didn't happen this time. And I'm not sure why. Oh, one thing I have not been doing is paying any attention here to my equipment. Okay, this is higher vampirism and damage to all. I don't have regen per second. But let's grab it anyway. And this, magic damage, higher defense. This gives me regen per second plus evasion. Let's do that. This doesn't have the counter effect that I've actually been using, so I think I'm going to leave that off. Yeah, so it looks like the maximum number of enemies that I'm reducing with those beacons is, or it's not beacons, it's the road lamps or whatever. Doesn't seem to be affecting me very much. Ah, Harpy! Oh, gosh. Character's not having the best time. Oh, I can have a much better shield, though, with more counter on it, too. Yeah, now I gotta fight a Harpy. Okay, okay. Chrono Crystals. I don't know. I don't want them. What happens? Is there any kind of adjacency thing they get? Oh, that'll affect the spiders, though. Anywhere I try out adjacency on okay, let's put one here. I don't think they have any kind of adjacency effect. Get some more treasury going on. I'm nervous about adding spiders to this world right now. I'm about to get murdered by rat wolves. Is that... What was that? Did he die weird? Okay. Add a mountain. Yeah, I'm nervous about placing spiders. My health is getting so low. Oh, he's evading like crazy. Getting real close on that. Ah! A Harpy and a rat wolf. Stop evading me. This little vine death that they have. What is that from? Oh, that's from the Blood Forest. Of course. That's the Blood Forest killing them early. Or Blood Grove or whatever. Oh, these guys are resilient. Okay, give me some better armor. Yes, better armor. It doesn't give me vampirism, but I do get better counter, so I'll kill enemies faster. Getting dangerously low right now. Ooh, fancy halberd, though. Oh, way more damage all of a sudden. Yeah, you can really see it on the skeleton's health bar. Wow. Okay, so now I've got a tough choice. Do I... Wait, what is that giant monster right there? What is this red thing? I don't even know. Okay, so I could leave right now. My health got up to 543. There's a treasure chest. If I don't leave now, I might regret it later on and have to lose resources to escape. I would love to be able to place something here and get all this stuff out of that treasury. But I don't think any of this stuff can be placed there. Oh, man, this is a hard decision. This is a great game because of this moment. This is what this game is about. Deciding whether I can do another loop. Oh. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Oh, wait, no, wait. That's not what going for it looks like. Don't click the button to go for it. I'm going for it. This might be a terrible plan. I'm not going to add any more tiles that increase the enemies. Oh, the day just hit. Okay, I just got past the point where I can make that decision. And the day just rolled over. And I just got a bunch more enemies, which might have affected my decision. Let's see, what does this armor do? Increases my max hit points a little bit more. Gives me vampirism and evasion. Let's go with that one. Let's add this mountain. Blast the treasury. Let's do another meadow. I'm going to run out of room here. I'm going to have to start spending stuff. Okay, okay. Actually, you know what I should do? Because I'm scared. Let's kill some of our sources of enemies that are going to give us more enemies. Between now and leaving. Okay, so we're thinning out the herd. Okay, what is this? Scimitar, less damage, higher attack speed. Oh. So wait. Is the damage over time going to be about the same? Plus 12%. What's that? It's like an eighth? So like 12% of 23 is going to be more than 2. Is 12. So, okay, I think it's about the same damage, but also damage to all. I think it's an improvement. I think that's an improvement. Okay. Oh, gosh. Well, damage to all is really useful in here. And counter. Actually, I think counter is what's doing the biggest difference in here. Wow. Okay, that was a ton. Let's place some more mountains. I'm going to avoid placing rocks down there to see if placing more mountains gives me another peak. More meadow. I'm not going to add any more grove or spiders. Not right now. I want to at least make it around one more time. Mostly to reap the benefits of those treasuries. That's the main thing I'm getting out of this, I think. Because I think, yeah, because there was that one treasury that I got into its final form. Oh, good. Blood Grove. Although, actually, I don't think the Blood Grove affects stack in any way. So maybe that wasn't necessary. I don't know. Road Lantern. Decreases the maximum. Yes, let's... I mean, I guess I don't need it here. That might accumulate too many, so let's do that. Oh my gosh, these guys. Is he counterattacking? Is that what that little spikes effect is? Okay, got some new armor. Higher health. Counter. Counter is what I've been using the most. Vampirism seems like it might have been important over this time, though. I'm going to have to sit and debate about that in my head. In the meantime, though, mountain. Yeah, that's it. Just mountain. Oh, a harpy and everyone else. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think counter really is working for me here. Okay, so mountain. Let's go rock. Now does the mountain... Oh! The mountain gives me +5 hit points for every adjacent rock. I should have been surrounding the mountain this whole time. Alright, let's put Grove behind me. Just to clear out space here. I don't know if clearing out space is important, but feels like it might be important. These guys attack really fast. More hit points. Okay, and I just finished up a rock. Oh, this is harrowing! Okay, I'm about to get into the worst part right here. This is going to be a disaster. And I don't even know what to do about it. Ugh, this is so bad. Is that a ghost? Oh, it's a gargoyle. What's up with gargoyles? Where did gargoyles come from? Okay, this is a... No, not as good. More damage overall. That damage to all effect, I think it might not be as valuable as just doing more raw damage. I think I'm going to switch it out for this. I can't run in the middle of battle. Okay, again, I'm going to put cemeteries behind me, just in case there's, like, valuable stuff. Whoa! What just happened? What? What was this? What? An incursion? What's an incursion? But I'm in the middle of whatever this nonsense is. I'm about to get murdered by this muscle beast. Have I just died? I've died. Oh, so, okay, so I keep 30% of my resources. So, good to know. I keep 60% if I flee, 30% if I don't. If I die. So, okay. This is fine. I deliberately took a big risk because I wanted to see what that was like. Thanks to us, a small group of us dragged you here. It wasn't easy. How could you fight off all those monsters? They nearly killed me. That's also interesting. Many of them vanished right before our eyes. Some we managed to avoid, but I think most of the beasts were gone even before we left the camp. I think your trips are deeply connected to your memories, my friend. Everything falls apart as soon as you're unconscious. Okay, so I did not get very much from that. So let's see if... Oh, but I can build an herbalist's hut. Ah! It's a miracle that we could find some fertile soil, and that we were able to save some seeds of precious healing herbs. But the real miracle is that all these healing poultices and bombs still have any effect. We've already lost many people because of the cataclysm. It would be nice not to lose more to disease. And these potions could also help you. Take a bottle or two on your trip, and your chances of getting back unharmed will be much higher. I'll bet. Okay, so what happens here? Potion heals 4% of max health. You can take up to 3 potions with you. 2 potions are refilled at the camp. Unlocks the swamp card. There's a swamp card? Okay, so we've been streaming this for an hour. So, real quick, let's take a quick break so that we can just wrap up one video. So, if you're watching this on YouTube later, you can hit this button to subscribe to my channel, but I'm going to keep playing Loop Hero, and the next video is going to be right there. So click that if you want to keep going, and those of you who are watching me live, we're going to keep going right now.